Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. McCarthy speaks on Cowboys' offensive explosions. There is no more waiting for the Dallas Cowboys to explode on offense, especially after seeing what they did to the New York Giants on Sunday. Their 49-17 victory is simply the latest showing of their offensive groove over the last 4 games, a stretch that's seen them go 3-1 and very nearly 4-0, if not for a narrow loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. Dak Prescott and CD Lamb were ablaze in that contest as well though, but you can now add Brandon Cooks to the conversation for lethal weapons at the disposal of head coach Mike McCarthy, the team's play caller in 2023. For his part, McCarthy points at the offensive line play against the Giants as the genesis of the dominance witnessed at AT&T Stadium in Week 10. Every game you come out, you fit the run to the pass, he said. But, most importantly, it starts with protection. This was, by far, our best protection performance. I know earlier in the year, we were a little bit up and down as to how we wanted to play versus how we did play. I think, this past month, we're hitting on all cylinders. Prescott has thrown for 13 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions over the past 4 games. Lamb has amassed 617 receiving yards and, just this past weekend, the Cowboys' offense racked up more than 600 yards of total offense. It's also the second week back for starting left tackle Tyron Smith who, again, delivered an exceptional game on the blindside. White Terrence Steele had a strong bounce back after struggling in the recent weeks prior. It also allowed for the rushing attack to finally get going, as Rico Dowdle marched forward to a career-best day of his own, one he admitted means a lot when considering his path to this point. We're getting through the run schemes that are able to carry over into the actual pass game, and we're doing a lot more third down, said McCarthy. This was a huge challenge to us with the amount of pressure we were up against yesterday. I think we took a big step in that area. And I do think it's a product of us hitting our stride a little bit. There are still some items to figure out going forward, because the Cowboys have still not played a perfect game but, to be frank, that tidbit alone should put the league on notice. If this is what it looks like when they play great, but imperfect football, what does it look like when they play mistake-free? That's what McCarthy and the Cowboys intend to find out. Any questions? Cooks answers critics with 9 catches for 173 yards in blowout of Giants. When the Dallas Cowboys traded for Brandon Cooks, the idea was for him to fill the void left when Dallas sent Amari Cooper to the Cleveland Browns. After struggling with inconsistency in his first 8 games with the Cowboys, he brought his A game on Sunday against the lifeless New York Giants. He ran solid routes, got open and caught everything thrown his way as Dallas won easily, 49-17. His stat line, 9 catches for 173 yards and 1 touchdown. I remember Brandon Cooks, spoke earlier this week that he was gonna just continue to trust the process and be him, and I feel like today he showed everybody who he is. It was something that we knew was coming, teammate Tyler Smith said. CD Lamb talked about how he felt watching Cooks' big performance and what it says about the Cowboys. That was long overdue for Brandon. I couldn't wait to celebrate with him. I just finally heard he had like 173, Lamb said. It shows the depth we have in this receiver room. Each and every one of us can go up and go get it. Cooks has excelled on every team he has played on throughout his 10-year career with 1,000-yard receiving seasons for each of his previous 4 teams. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said Cooks' success shows what he brings to the team. You can see his acceleration, and when you see it with the ball in his hands in real life and in an NFL game, then that gets your attention. The more of that you do, the more it loosens up for more parts of our offense, said Jones. But until the game against the Giants, Cooks has struggled in his first season with the Cowboys. Coming into Sunday's game against the Giants, Cooks has 17 catches for 165 yards with 2 touchdowns and no games with more than 50 yards receiving. It only took 1/2 against the New York Giants for Cooks to have his best game as a member of the Cowboys. Cooks had 104 yards and a touchdown by halftime. After the game, Dak Prescott said this wasn't the last big game Cooks would have as a Cowboy. That guy deserves it more than anybody. Amazing teammate, amazing friend, amazing guy, does everything the right way, said Prescott. He'll have more of them, I promise you. Might not be an every week thing, who knows, but he will have more of these games, and that's why he was brought here. The Cowboys are undefeated at home this season, and Cooks gave the fans credit for the energy they bring. our fans are huge. They come out, whether it's a little game, 325 game, night game, said Cooks. The energy that they bring to get us going. Shout out to the fans for always showing up. Cowboys Trevon Diggs sends desperate Stefon Diggs plea amid Bills struggles. The Buffalo Bills had just come off a very unfortunate loss to the Denver Broncos. This makes the Josh Allen-led squad break even in their win-loss record. Trevon Diggs was the first one to take notice of the loss because it concerned his brother, Stefon Diggs. The Dallas Cowboys cornerback may be trying to recruit him as Dak Prescott's new weapon after their season campaign ends. Man 14 gotta get up out of there, was the immediate reaction of Trevon Diggs after the Bills had lost to the Broncos with a 22-24 scoreline. Stefon Diggs did all that he could for a Bills win, but it just was not enough. He notched 3 receptions with an average yardage of 11.3 per catch. This got the team 34 receiving yards to keep the game close. But the Cowboys' recruitment talk started after the Broncos and Russell Wilson outgunned Josh Allen. It is never too late for Stefon to head to the Cowboys system or just any team that may need a receiver. After all, they had also just lost a close game to Jalen Hurts' Philadelphia Eagles. With Stefon playing as Dak Prescott's weapon, he could be able to give them more options, which may prevent incomplete passes throughout their run. It is still the Cowboys' year to win the Super Bowl. Added firepower never hurts for any squad vying for football immortality in the coming years. Moreover, brotherly love will surely outweigh other offers from teams during the NFL offseason. The only looming questions are, will the Bills give up one of their best wide receivers and for what type of trade package? And you fan, what do you think of the Stefon Diggs situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.